All right, Cesar. So to start us off, just tell us what schools you went to.
I just came from Mexico, so I don't really think you want to know that, like what school I went over there, but just Altona and then Silver Creek.
You went to an elementary school in Mexico?
Well, yeah.
What was the name of that
Uh,
school?
well, it was a private school called Instituto Progreso, and it was elementary, middle school, and then high school all together. But I didn't actually go to the high school over there because I came here. That's pretty much it.
So you went to elementary school in Mexico and then moved here for middle school?
Yeah, so I went 6 years in elementary because there is 6 years instead of 5 for elementary.
Mm-hmm.
So I went 6 in elementary, and then I went 1 year in middle school over there. And I got here 8th grade here, so I went to Altona. And then from Altona, I got right to Silver Creek.
So you immigrated here after spending a large chunk of your childhood in Mexico.
Right.
What was that like? I mean, kids move schools all the time, but no one usually moves countries and goes to completely different surroundings to be in school.
Right.
What was that like?
Well, I mean, it was scary. It was sad because I had to leave my friends behind, and like just my family and everything I knew. The language, like that was a big part of it. The language, because when I first got here, I was really scared that people were gonna laugh at me because of my accent or something, or because I didn't know a word. So that was a big part of like moving, just the language. But overall, I was also afraid that I was not gonna meet anyone. So what I did to meet friends was to join the football team 8th grade, and that was great. Like I met so many people, so many nice kids, and I really enjoyed football. Football was a part of like my dream to play in a football team when I got here. So that was nice. I met people, and that's how I started to get familiar with how life over here worked and stuff. Also, the reason why we came, I mean, we could have just moved to like close to San Diego, like close to the border, but the reason why we came all the way over here is because my mom got relocated for her work here. So that's why we're here, and it was a nice experience. I still miss the people in Mexico, but overall it was really nice to change the culture and get a better view of the world and how their cultures were.
Did your family move because of your mom's work, or
Yeah.
what did she do?
She works for a medical company called Covidian, but they just got purchased by this other bigger company called Medtronics, and she was promoted, and therefore she was relocated with all of us here. I mean, all of us is just my mom. My grandma visits sometime, my dog, and I. That's pretty much it.
Your dad or anything like that move with you guys, or
No, he has been separated from my mom since I was 2 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Separate, like
divorce,
they were
divorce.
Oh, okay. The way you say it made it sound like the government said you two cannot be together.
No.
So transitioning from Mexico to America, I mean, they're two very different places. What would you say, I mean, in your eyes, what was the biggest difference? And also, what sort of changes did you like about the differences between here and Mexico?
Biggest difference was the culture. Just how people were over here, how everything was kind of like relaxed, and I don't know, I feel like here is people feel more safe here, and that can be good and that can be bad. So that was one of the biggest differences, just like how lifestyle was here, how like people felt safe, how like people went to like grocery stores and stuff. not that in Mexico there is grocery stores, but it's different because people feel like the security here to over there is different, and like how people feel about that. Also, what I liked about here is, I used to watch a lot of movies in Mexico.
Really?
And and like they showed how the school worked and how like they moved to another classroom. Over there, instead of we moving classrooms, the teacher moves classrooms.
Huh.
Yeah, so they come to us. Yeah. So we know pretty much the whole classroom.
Mm-hmm.
We have set classrooms, so we know everyone in the class.
And this is an elementary school.
Elementary and middle school, and also high school, but I wasn't there in high school.
You guys change teachers for courses in elementary school?
Yeah, so we stay in the same classroom, and the teachers just leave, and the new course comes.
Okay.
So that makes you be able to know everyone in the class, which is different from here, because right here you have to move the classroom, and then you meet like new faces. There's like a lot of new faces every class. So that was a big part that I liked because it just gives me it just expands the people that you know, which is good.
Are there any specific differences that you noticed between the two? You said that it was kind of more relaxed here, but was there any like polar opposites, like this thing here is completely opposite to this thing there, that you noticed?
Completely different. Can you give me like something?
Sure. This is a really rudimentary example, but so books in America, they go, you turn the page right to left, so it moves to the right, and in Japan it's the other way, so the pages move in the opposite direction. I know that's really rudimentary, but it doesn't have to be about a physical object. It can be like a thing about culture.
Not really like that much different because there's not like that huge difference that you're talking about. There are differences, but I guess one of the biggest differences is I don't know.
Was there anything that when you first moved here, caught your eye? So like things that we would do or say, or stuff that America had that Mexico didn't. Was there any like specific thing that when you got here really stood out to you as like, wow, that's weird, or it's not like that in Mexico?
No, nothing really stood out.
They're pretty similar then, you would say?
I mean, yes, this is like, since we're pretty close, I mean, it's just south of United States. There are a lot of where I lived is actually really close to the United States. So I guess that's why. Maybe if you ask someone from like deeper down in Mexico, he would tell you more things. But since I lived right next to the border, actually, I had like a lot of what's it called, connections with the people in United States. So I kind of had some ideals how people lived in the United States. So that might be why I cannot tell you what was completely different. I do think here there are a lot of stereotypes, a lot more stereotypes than in Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a lot. Yeah, over there, you don't really hear someone talking about like a specific race or anything. I mean, it doesn't have to be bad. But, like people here sometimes say like Asians are really smart. Over there, you wouldn't see anyone talking about any kind of race that much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You would say, would you? I would at least think so. But do you think you've pretty much integrated yourself into our school system in greater society? Like you're still an immigrant, so you have that sort of separation, but it's much grayer now. Like the line isn't so much clear. Do you feel like you have become an American more than you are from Mexico?
I wouldn't say that because I still like Mexico better than the United States.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's just about just your roots. I think that's more about like, that's why I like Mexico more than the United States. But what you asked, I think there's still a lot of things that I'm not completely like integrated with the United States. Like I don't know, I didn't know about GPA here. Like
Okay.
that's one of the things that I could say because over there we just have an average, but we don't really like. It doesn't really matter that much.
There's not so much of an emphasis as there is here.
Right. So, but overall, I think I've integrated myself pretty well here, which joining the football team really helped because I started to learn more about the culture here.
Right. So you wouldn't say that so much that you're more American than Mexican. You have established yourself as an American.
I understand how like the system works here, and I think I can
work with it.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that your time with football really helped you out. Talk about that a little bit. Like what? I mean, you must have liked football at least a little bit. You were there for 4 years, but I mean, how? I mean, what was that? What was football like to you? Like what did it mean to you, and what did it, and how did you? Why did you continue with it?
Okay. Well, the first year that I played football was 8th grade when I first got here. And I joined because that was my dream to play football. Like, I saw the movies, like, oh, yeah, football's great and stuff. I didn't know the gray area and, like, the dark sound. I didn't know that. But, yeah, 8th grade was actually really fun. I sucked at it, so I didn't get that much play time.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still good because like I said, I started to learn more about the culture here from, like, the other players and stuff. And it helped me with my language to like improve my vocab and stuff.
Okay.
Also, it just gave me a good feel about just sports and like how like sports were like are really important here compared to Mexico. Like they're still important, but I don't know. I feel like there's more emphasis in sports here. So it just helped me, and then why I continued. Well, it was still because of that dream that I had to play football. So freshman year in high school, I played again because I still liked it. I still wanted to get better and stuff. And I was in C team, which was fine. All right, I'm a freshman. Then sophomore year, I was in C team again. I was like, I don't know about this, but all right. But I still like it. I still liked it at that time. It was fun. And then junior year came. I still had that feeling that I wanted to play football, but in junior year I didn't really like. I was in JV, but I didn't really like play that much. I feel like the lineman coach kind of hated me, so that's why I didn't. I mean I understand why he hated me. I was actually pretty lazy. But after that I started to like not like football that much. And the reason why I joined senior year was actually I wasn't gonna join, but I joined because it was my last year. I don't know. I feel like I have to finish what I started, and since I already did 3 years, might as well do one more. And it actually turned out to be pretty good. The coach still hated me like hardcore, but I got a decent amount of playtime in varsity, so I'm pretty happy that I joined. Overall, it really taught me a lot of things, and not only through like about culture, but at the later years, like junior year and senior year, like it taught me more of a responsibility and stuff. And overall, why I kept doing it is because I just loved football.
So after high school now, what are your plans? What do you want to do?
I've always loved video games a lot, and just like working with computer stuff. So I want to go to college and study more, learn more, and get better at like computer science.
You want to major in computer science?
I want to major in computer science and then specify in game designing.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I mean, I don't know. My family's not really like. I don't really have like. I don't know how to say it. It's not like I don't have an option, but I don't really I haven't seen the option of not going to college. That's what I want to say. So I think college is pretty like, pretty set, for me. And
I mean, computer science is a pretty big major. I mean, has your family had a history of people going to college, or you?
Yeah, my mom. Let's see, my whole family. I don't think my whole family has. Maybe just my mom. Went to college down in Mexico. She went to this. I think one of the best colleges in Mexico. I think.
So you're not a first generation
No, I'm
student.
not.
So would you say, because most people just in this day and age, because now it's readily available, but with online school and things like that, a lot of the Latin community, the incoming college students are first generation, but you're not one of those first generation. Would you say that your choice of major was somehow affected by the fact that you weren't a first generation? Like, college wasn't this massive heavenly place that you kind of felt overwhelmed. Like, you were well versed in it because your family had gone there. Would you say that that had an effect on your decision?
No, I don't think so, because like I said, I've always liked video games, and since I was like 6, I really wanted to be involved with making video games when I grew up. So I don't think that my family went to college before that. I don't think that influenced my decision on my major or anything, or going to college. I think what it influenced was that I'm going to college. That's what influenced. That's, I don't know how to say it. I still have problems with sometimes I still have problems with making sentences. But what I'm trying to say is that my mom going to college, I guess that influenced that I'm going to college right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it did change a little bit, maybe.
Would you say that it kind of desensitized you in the college community? Because it's not, like I said, it's not this insane place.
Right.
That's just totally out of reach that you're going for. Mm-hmm. Like, it's there. Like,
right,
you have experience with it. You feel more comfortable with college, I guess.
Yeah. It's still an overwhelming step in your life, I think, but I think I think, like you said, is a more comfortable idea going to college. I don't know.
Well, to close out, we touched on like some of the differences between here and Mexico and things like that. But the rest of your life, I'm guessing, is going to be spent here in America.
Maybe.
As of right now, would you say that would be the case?
No.
Really?
I think what I want to do is go to college, get my career done and everything, and then hopefully move to Mexico, close to the border, so then I can maybe cross to the United States and like work there, or maybe live really close to the border. Which, living really close to the border is pretty much living in the middle of two worlds, because it is really similar to Mexico, and it also has like benefits from the United States. So I think if I lived in San Diego or something, that would be pretty much Mexico, a little bit, with like also the United States. So that's what I would like to do. Just live close to my roots.
Well, what do you most look forward to for the rest of your time here in America for the foreseeable future?
Study and get a job. So you asked.
Well, I mean, like, what specifically about America do you most look forward to staying here and seeing through?
Okay. Well, I think education is really good here, and also, just, I don't know, man. Nothing really too exciting to, I look forward to just for staying here. Just that it's a nice place. It's a lot greener than Mexico. Like, there's a lot of trees here.
Awesome.
But it's just a pretty place to live in, I would say. Prettier than Mexico. I mean, I'm not saying Mexico doesn't have like nice places. I just think the here is like cleaner and stuff. So I think a life here would be more comfortable than a life in Mexico, just in terms of like your house and stuff. That's what I would look forward to, living here and being here in the United States.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Cesar. Good luck to you.
Thanks.